see you notice the babe. It's Barbara Palvin. Help us, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Defeat COVID-19. Alright guys, welcome back to part 14, Blackthorne. And so we're going to get out of the halfway point to World 3. And we're going to start closing the chapter. We're going to start heading into the home stretch of this game. So, obviously I've been a little bit lazy since late July when I last played this, but I only have 5 stages left. I know that's kind of like the last bit of kind of fooling around, but we're going to get to it. So, that's the thing. Originally I thought I was going to beat this game in August, but I'm kind of questioning that. I'm starting to realize that I shouldn't have to be in as much of a rush as I am, so that's kind of the thing. I mean, we'll just kind of let things grow into the role. I mean, I want more games beaten on my channel, but it's not a race, so that's kind of the thing. So we've got plenty of time. But Kyle Blackthorne is obviously going to be outnumbered more often because they like to throw 2 orcs at you at once, and they're going to do that a lot more commonly. So get used to coming up with strategies on how to defeat them. Sometimes you can run past them. Other times you won't have enough room because they'll be near a short cliff and they don't have a lot of room to walk. And what I mean by that is the easiest way to kill the orcs is wait for them to walk towards you and then shoot them. But if there's just a small gap before the cliff, they don't really do that. They won't keep walking into the edge or anything. So, so it gets really difficult to knock some of these assholes out. I mean, sometimes I'll just run past them and say, fuck it. They won't punch you if you run past them for the most part. So, just understand that. I mean, there's a lot of... You're going to find that some of the tactics in this game start to get cheap, and you're just going to have to kind of teaches you. I mean, Kyle Blackthorne seems very noble, so you're going to have to be a little bit noble too. Sometimes games do that. It's hard to catch, but they can get cheap. So. But, I'm just trying to think of what I've been up to. I watched Star Wars Episode 9. I don't think I talked about that. I had a previous recording that I scrapped trying to do this. But I watched Star Wars Episode 9, and it was interesting. It was probably the best of the 3 out of the sequel trilogy, but it felt good to kind of bring closure to like that entire series. I mean, obviously, since it's been around since the 70s, this is kind of like hell. I mean, I think at this rate, it's not like I don't feel like the sequels are going to quite bring in new fans besides children. That's kind of the situation. It's not like if you are in your 30s, 40s, or 50s and you say, I'm going to watch Star Wars, I don't think it's going to be episodes 7, 8, or 9 that gets you hooked on the series. I mean, stranger things have happened, but it just doesn't seem as likely. So, I've still been watching romantic comedies, still trying to find, like, new ideas on the side and shit. And, what else have I been up to? Cobalt's been kind of on his vacation from having to help out with the Acidic Roots. I basically got all the videos I need from him until, like, mid-September, so he gets to take a vacay and stuff. It's kind of funny, but I'm just like, at this rate, what can you do, though? I mean, because of coronavirus, that's the main reason, because if it weren't for coronavirus, I would still recruit him right now, but yeah, so it's kind of the atmosphere. I'm just trying to think of everything else as far as that's concerned. I've been eating good. That's one thing I have been doing. I'm gonna get like a few more quesaritos this month before Taco Bell supposedly pulls the plug on them. I really don't want them to, and it's basically gonna piss me off a bunch, but I don't know. I mean, they've done that in the past. I mean, there's things I don't even remember that are at Taco Bell anymore. It's been a while since the nacho fries have been around. There's just a whole bunch of stuff. You realize that some of these things become fragmented. That's a pretty big thing that annoys me, is when you like a food and then it goes off the market, because it's like, damn, it's different when it's like a movie or something, or a video game system, because you can still find it. But when it's like, when they say we're gonna pull like cheese biscuits or something like that, it's like, well, this is the one place in the whole city or the country that I can find those fucking things, so it's really cheap. I don't know what marketing tactics they're trying to use by pulling the plug on stuff like that. So most of the time, the stuff that Taco Bell adds, I don't really give a fuck about. I mean, as much as I like them, and this is it's frustrating. But, so, yeah, there's a revamped edition of these golems in later levels. But luckily, your strongest weapon really handles them well. So, kind of happens to be a thing. Okay, so what you're getting ready to see here is these orcs really kind of give me a hard time. I wasn't like furious when I did the gameplay, but I was kind of like, I just felt it more convenient to kill them off, so it's going to kind of waste some time with me doing it. But the thing, if you really don't want to have to waste time or health to sit there and take these guys out, you can just run past them and jump. But you got to understand that the next segment depends upon your success rate. So if you miss the jump at the end, you have to get a key from one of the Androthi and do it all over again. And that means when you come back, you're going to bump into this area again with these assholes. So I just felt like it'd be easier, but I mean, either way, it's going to be a pain in the rear. So, but obviously, if you're trying to save time, you can just run past them and shit. Trying to find an easy method to taking them out, but it's just not working. I was trying to use like the cheap trick, like you use on the trader Androthi, but. I haven't had Slim Jim in a while. I mean, I did a video with some Slim Jim on my vlog channel back in June. I have not really featured Slim Jim in a while. I used to eat them all the time. I mean, you could find them in Acidic Roots videos back in 2018 and such, but I haven't really had them in a while. Same thing with Doritos. I need to start eating more Doritos, but I didn't get them the last time I went to the grocery store, so I'm going to have to get a hold of them somehow. One of my favorite kinds of Doritos are the red kind. I mean, the blue kind are decent, but I prefer the red kind. I don't really like the green kind, but just a couple brief selections I have for Doritos. I don't think I like the purple kind either, now I think about it. But, so I was on Instagram today, and it kind of, I saw Cheetos was going to drop a brand of macaroni and cheese. I was like, I wonder how they're going to pull that off, because I don't know how Cheetos cheese would work on noodles and stuff. Kind of makes me curious. I don't know. I mean, they called something last year. They called the cheese that sticks to your fingers like the Cheetle or something, if I remember correctly. But, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what's going to happen with macaroni and cheese. It's like, hell, I mean, at least they're branching out. They're making marketing moves. So, yeah, 5 minutes later, we take out these two bitches. Took 2 potions, or 2 spans of health, just to get a couple bombs and not be able to progress, but at least now we don't have to get hit by them if we fail the segment, but other things here. I was thinking about doing Boogerman. I don't know what channel I'm going to do Boogerman on. I don't know if I'm going to do it on this channel, Acid Roots or Acidic Roots, just because I want to stream the game. I'd like to do like some of my first set of streams with that, but I don't know if I'd be in the mood. So obviously, if I got bored quickly and I ran out of stuff to talk about it, this is kind of... I don't know if I would just play the game for like 30 minutes or something. If I still drank soda, I would definitely burp throughout that, just like Boogerman does, but I don't know how I would approach it. I don't want people to watch the stream and then just think like I'm actually going to try to beat the games. I mean, I'm unaware if it's difficult or not. That was like one of the first games I wanted to stream, supposing I did it. And back in 2017 and 2018, people streamed regularly on YouTube. It was as big as Twitch for a while there, but I don't really see... I used to... Every time I'd visit the YouTube homepage, I'd find someone who was streaming. I don't see that much anymore. I guess people kind of got tired of it, which is strange. I mean, I'll see like vloggers or people like Markiplier or Billy the Fridge doing it, but I don't ever see like Let's Players do them anymore. No. Yeah, there's a game I want to get, and it's called Shadowrun. And I don't really want to buy Shadowrun for the Super Nintendo off of Amazon, just because I don't want to pay $100 some odd for it. But I'm trying to hope. I really don't even want to pay $75 for it, but if I have to, I will. So I was kind of thinking about going to one of my local game shops and picking it up there, but it just depends on if they have it. It's kind of an obscure game. You know, it's not the first Super Nintendo game you think of when you want to buy a Super Nintendo game. So I don't know. I mean, if they don't have it in town and they don't have it in any neighboring states, like we have those stores in Oklahoma and maybe Kansas or something like that, but it would kind of annoy me if all the stores didn't have it. So, because we don't really, I mean, GameStop doesn't sell Super Nintendo games. They've completely converted to just only being like current gen and maybe PS3 at worst. So but you know, so many people have bitched about GameStop, but I really kind of have just forgotten about them. I used to mess with GameStop like back in 2001 and 2003 and stuff, but after like the PS3 came out, I just kind of quit going there. And I mean, I remember buying the video game Super Bomberman 2 at GameStop, and that was back in 2001, but that was back when they had all systems and all machines and things like that. But obviously they just, and really, I mean, there's not that many games for like the PS4 and Xbox One, so I don't know why they wouldn't have more than 2 machines in the store. But most of the time GameStops are just very small stores, probably about 100 feet in the entire store, so, or 80 or something. It's really not that big. I mean, you can see, I mean, you could probably play like a game of catch in the entire store. So it's just kind of oh yeah, I guess I've been rambling because this video is almost over. So we are going to basically beat stage 3 and probably the next episode, and then I have to get ready. I'm going to have to do the gameplay for the final level of the canyon stage, and you'll see what happens to Kyle, because he kind of transforms. It's interesting. But got more exploring to do, so... Alright folks, subscribe for more fun. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful night.